game on at halftime, and they're like, Anthony Davis couldn't feel his arm, which I guess was a stinger. But I was freaking out. I'm like, oh, the Lakers are down 4. Okay, that's not bad at all. You're on the road against Memphis. It's a tough game to grab. You got to grab it, though. I still got Lakers in 6. And then I see Anthony Davis in the second half. This man finished with 3 steals. He finished with 7 blocks. Austin Reeves saying, I'm him. Austin Reeves is like the coolest guy in the world. I mean, he's an absolute. So Rui Hachimura, I mean, he had an electric game. And it was funny because in my Discord, like, everyone's like, oh, yeah, dude, Grizz. And even on this show, we'll get comments from Grizzlies fans saying, like, Grizzlies in 5, Grizzlies in 6. You know, Rui won't have that game. Dude, it wasn't even like. The Lakers are just a good team. I think they're just a better team. I think they're deeper. I think they have better star power. And obviously, Ja Morant, injury concerns, if you will. I think they're a better team.
Yeah. I think that's what we're kind of seeing when they're healthy. The Lakers are good. Like, the Lakers are now finally to a point where if they were healthy all season, they probably would be a top 5 team. Like, they made the playoffs. People forget they did make the playoffs.
They made the playoffs.
So, yep. You know, this is awesome. No Mickey Mouse. This is time for LeBron to be LeBron and kind of do it. And Austin Reeves, my God, I love how we got LeCap. Yes, LeCap talking about how he knew Austin Reeves was going to be that guy. That he wasn't a 2-way player. I love it. He embraces it. He's so good at.
I knew in the draft. I knew we should have snagged him. He shouldn't have gone undrafted. I knew him coming out of high school. I knew he was that guy.
I was watching Oklahoma basketball so carefully, and I was like, Austin Reeves, that dude.
Yeah. Their guys are better prepared for the playoffs. I love Triple J. I made a joke yesterday to Cyro and Luke, and no one reciprocated the joke, but I made a joke that is Triple J the best player on the Memphis Grizzlies? It's a joke, but he's like a star. I mean, he's the boy for a reason. And the loss to Brandon Clark and Steven Adams is detrimental when you're playing a guy like Anthony Davis. But I agree with Jalen and Thomas here. Their guys are just, their vets are legit. And that's what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, is Rui Hachimura going to drop 29 points? Actually, probably at any other point in the playoffs? Absolutely not. But you as a LeBron fan, we can go back to like Kyle Kuzma in the first couple of games of the bubble playoffs. The man was a menace. So I don't need Rui Hachimura to drop 29 points every night because money-wise, I'm going to go with the over on Anthony Davis and LeBron James scoring more than 43 combined points. Like, LeBron was the 4th best player last night.
Yeah, I think LeBron's kind of... I think he's sensing his role in this Lakers playoff run. Like, I don't think he wants to let it all go out. He knows he's got his energy in the tank. He's got to reserve it for the run when he's playing. If they have to play a Jokic and he's just got to go off, which actually I'm not afraid of the Nuggets at all. But
no.
Like, LeBron is LeBron, and if you would have told me a month ago that the Lakers would have a chance to make a playoff run, I probably wouldn't believe you. But now, I'm all in. I'm all in. The last couple of weeks of the season, I'm bought in on this Lakers team.
Yeah. I'm too. I think AR is just going to have a good series. He's going to have a good playoffs. Yeah. Maybe he won't drop 23 all series. If he did, that's Lakers in 5 maybe. But D'Angelo Russell, shooters shoot. 3 of 9 from downtown yesterday afternoon. Still finished as plus 20, which is kind of an absurd, not a huge plus minus fan. I don't know if you saw the Walker Kessler. I don't think Walker Kessler winning Rookie of the Year was like as crazy. I think the logic. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
I wasn't a huge fan of his logic. I don't think it's like the craziest take. If he wasn't a Utah Jazz beat writer, I think it would be a little bit more understandable. But the guy was like using like plus minus as his like the reason why. But so plus minus is kind of flawed to begin with. But Dennis Schroeder, we saw it against the Timberwolves I mean, Dennis Schroeder, only 7 points yesterday. It's not going to be just Rui. Troy Brown Jr. is going to have some games. Malik Beasley, he's going to play more than 10 minutes. They just kind of ride in the hot hands there. And Anthony Davis, man, 7 blocks, 3 steals. I don't think Memphis can really guard him that well. However, Memphis is 35-6 at home on the season, which is a crazy stat. That is unreal. That's, what is that, 70-12 if they played every game at home? I mean, that is unbelievable. But yeah, what's your prediction? What if you had to make a guess after game 1 of this series?
Probably Lakers in 4.
Lakers in 4. Let's go.
I think this game probably goes 5. Or I think this series goes 5 and 6, or 5 or 6 games. Personally, yeah. I think the Lakers win. The Steven Adams, sorry. The Memphis Grizzlies are just kind of too much of a cluster. Fuck, they kind of flop. They flip flop. Like the Lakers were crazy. The Grizzlies were like, oh shit, look at this team. Look at the great Grizzlies. And then now we're to the point where it's like Ja Morant had to go to a strip club and bring a gun and beat up a 17-year-old. And
there's still
doesn't help. You're
team.
not going to win a championship that way.
It's just not the same Memphis from last year. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to blame Ja because I'm not blaming Ja, but like it wasn't just that. This year and last year, they just I don't want to say they lost their swagger, but it's not the same. You know, like take a look at the Kings. Like they have a chip on their shoulder. The Grizzlies had a huge chip on their shoulder last year, but then they won 50 games. They win 50 games this season. Maybe expectations start getting a little bit higher. But you lose guys like Kyle Anderson to Anthony Melton. Those are huge losses. You know, Santi Aldama's a really good basketball player, but he's a rookie. He's an older rookie. Tyus Jones is really solid. Luke Kennard is really solid. You have Xavier Tillman starting. Xavier Tillman's still a really good basketball player, but it's not ideally, you know, who you want starting with Brandon Clark and Steven Adams injured. But Desmond Bane was like, yeah, let's see. You know, Rui played probably the best game of his entire career. Let's see if he can do it for an entire 7-game series. Well, sorry, Desmond, because the thing is he doesn't have to do it all games. I mean, you know, Desmond Bane's probably not going to shoot 6 of 18 every game in the playoffs, but like, wow, look at who we have here.